Emergency power outages are possible in the region because the power distribution node was burning.
Freeze, freeze, Wolf's Tail, Moscow will definitely be plunged into darkness. Damn, that's already the fifth drone going down. You can hear the moped, damn it.
Air defense was active in Moscow as drones approached, closing Sheremetyevo Airport. Other attacks hit Crimea, occupied Donetsk, Ryazan, and Russian substations. This is one of the largest nighttime attacks on Russia's critical infrastructure in recent months. So friends, let's break down everything that happened. Why Shatura is a critically important hub for Moscow, which cities in the occupied territories were left without power, and what is known about the explosions in Crimea and Ryazan. We'll discuss how these strikes could affect Moscow's energy system and the logistics of Mordor's army. Please support this episode with a like and comments under the video. Give this video a like, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. This helps get the truth into recommendations. Give this video a like, and in the comments,
tell us where you're watching from, like, comment, subscribe, and...
Let's begin. The refueler got hit at Rosneft at the state farm. So the attack on the Shatura State District Power Plant, the heart of the Moscow region's energy sector. At night, residents of Shatura started posting videos. The Shatura State District Power Plant, the heart of the Moscow region's energy sector. At night, residents of Shatura began posting videos where explosions could be heard and a bright fire was visible on the station's grounds. Later, analysts confirmed footage taken from Zharova Street, about 1.6 kilometers from the site. Confirmed?
Fire! The power plant is burning. There it goes, flying ahead. Just imagine. Transformers.
Have exploded. This is the very power output node of the plant. The station transmits electricity through it. Wait, what's that? The transformers exploded. This is the plant's main power output node, sending electricity to Russia's energy system. We're trying to cause blackouts in Moscow and the region. Freeze, freeze, Wolf's Tail. Muscovites are happy and shouting. The report mentions 3 burning transformers. The area of the fire is about 65 square meters each. There are 200 specialists and almost 50 pieces of equipment on site. The Shatura GRES is one of the oldest power plants in Russia. If it fails at key components, it puts a strain on the entire power grid of the Moscow region and possibly Moscow itself. Local authorities remain silent for now. The Russian Ministry of Defense has reported downed drones, but eyewitnesses say the power plant is already heading towards Moscow. Moscow. Closed skies and aviation disruptions. At the same time, Sheremetyevo Airport was closed. This is the standard response to a drone threat. Airspace parameters: if several drones fly in and explode, Moscow closes its skies, disrupting aviation, and Sheremetyevo Airport is closed. This standard response restricts airspace and may delay or suspend flights. Residents near Moscow heard air defense and saw flashes coinciding with attacks on power plants. Tracking the drone's full flight path is important. Let's move. It's flying, damn it. Another one is flying. I can see its wings moving rapidly as it lifts off, gaining height with every beat. It's flying, it's flying. They're shooting. I can hear the sharp cracks of gunfire echoing around us. It's coming this way, damn it. The creature is heading straight toward us, its shadow growing larger as it approaches. Quiet, quiet, we need to stay still, barely even breathing, hoping it won't notice us as we wait for the danger to pass. There it goes, flying ahead. Holy shit! And what's over there? Wait, that's some nasty. Come on, come on, come on. Already at 200 azimuth. Damn, look at that, the charge. Talk to me, damn it. Crimea, a very important attack on the oil refinery in occupied Crimea. There was a series of powerful explosions. Local channels are reporting strikes on the oil refinery. This part I can't see very clearly. 5. Are those cartridges flying through the air, or are they actually bullets? Or maybe they're electrons moving so fast that it's hard to tell. I just don't get it. Or did the crown fly just as far as the others? Over there, from that side, I think I saw something move. Wait a moment. There they are. I can see them now. There are 3 of them here, right in front of me. Strikes on occupied Donbass. There's a series of substations that have been taken out of service these days, right this Sunday, according to OSINT analysis and local social media. At least 6 sites were hit, friends. Torez, an infrastructure facility, was struck. Dokuchaevsk, a substation, was hit, possible blackout. Shakhtarsk, substation damaged. Starobeshevo, attack on the Yuzhnaya substation near Shakhtarsk. Confirmed strike on the substation, part of the Starobeshevskaya TPP likely. We are doing all this methodically and effectively, leaving the occupied territories under Russian control, as well as Russia itself, without electricity, heat, and water. After the strikes, Shakhtarsk, GRES, Dokuchaevsk, and Torez were left without power. This line of substations is key for supplying and supporting the occupying Russian army. In other words, these substations are used Rastupnaya Don Atesh sabotage. The Atesh movement announced the destruction of an electric locomotive that was transporting military cargo. Rostov is the main distribution hub for Russia's southern and eastern groupings. Disabling logistics in this direction is a powerful strategic blow. And then Ryazan, a strike on an industrial facility. The governor wrote about debris falling on the enterprise. Atesh destroyed a military cargo train in Rostov, a key Russian logistics hub, Ryazan Industrial. The governor wrote about debris falling on the enterprise, but photos and videos clearly show massive explosions and a very serious intense fire. And we're talking about an industrial facility, specifically an oil refinery. Presumably the locations involved are Rostov, Ryazan, and the Moscow region. This is already a significant geography for deep strikes, highlighting the expanding scope of these incidents. So, the armed forces of Ukraine have struck targets at distances ranging from 80 to 520 kilometers from the front line. This indicates an expansion of the operational range of the Ukrainian armed forces, that we are targeting strategic energy hubs, that we are disabling substations in the Moscow region, on which both military and logistical routes depend. And we are demonstrating the vulnerability of Russia's deep regions. Moscow, soon you will be left without electricity, heat, and water. Yes. Against this backdrop, a powerful and coordinated night of strikes has further strengthened Kyiv's negotiating position in ongoing discussions. Tonight's events have clearly demonstrated that Russia's energy sector, which has long been regarded as a critical component of its national strength, is in fact vulnerable to targeted attacks. In addition, these strikes have placed significant pressure on Russian logistics, disrupting supply routes and complicating efforts to maintain operational effectiveness. The geography of the strikes is also expanding, reaching new areas and highlighting an increased ability to project force over a wider region. This expansion not only signals a shift in the tactical landscape, but also serves as a warning that previously secure locations may now be at risk. The Shatura power plant is shut down. In this context, a powerful night of strikes strengthens Kyiv's negotiating position. Tonight has shown that Russia's energy sector is vulnerable, logistics are under pressure, and the geography of the strikes is expanding. In the comments, let us know where you're watching from and leave a few kind words in support of Ukraine. Ukraine will definitely win. Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine. Friends, thank you for being with us. Stay with us.
Support the light. Stand against the darkness. There won't be any stories today, so what will there be? Will we win, Gennady Andreevich? Don't take this seriously. We've taken Berlin 3 times, and if needed, we'll take it a 4th. Everything will be fine. I'm a peaceful person, I've noticed.
You were born in Ukraine, weren't you? I say, no, wait, I was born in the Soviet Union, in the Russian city of Odessa. In Odessa, they never spoke. They tell me, how can that be? You were born in Ukraine. I say, no, wait, I was born in the Soviet Union, in the Russian city of Odessa. In Odessa, people never spoke Ukrainian. Never. The fact that Ukrainian-speaking people appeared, they were brought into Odessa. They were never there before. It's frightening how they started turning us against each other. I remember how my mother once called me and said, Nonya, I don't know what to do. My mother taught English. She said they're actually making me teach English, specifically in Ukrainian. My mother taught English. She...
Anatoly said that, according to his information, Zelensky gave the order specifically to Budanov and the second person, and with Danil. Anatoly said that, according to his information, Zelensky gave the order specifically to Budanov and the second person, and spoke with Daniel Besanov at Konchery, giving the order to drown out the information wave by eliminating Russian propagandists of the level of Simonian and Solovyov. So just to be clear, this is how these narco-surrealists think, not understanding that the death of any Russian media figure will in no way stop, first of all, the advance of our troops. And that's not all. Even after death, we will keep hammering the Nazis. First, the advance of our troops, and that's not all. Even after death, we will keep hammering the Nazis. Even our names will serve the noble purpose of uniting society and giving it resolve to destroy the fascists. A corruption scandal in Ukraine won't be helped by this. And you, if you want, let's have a duel, just you and me. You can. You said you know how to handle a pistol. Well, come on, let's step out. Show me what you can do. You're afraid, Zelensky. Cowardly.
You're a coward. Speaking of Vladimir Vladimirovich's prophetic qualities, do you understand what will happen in 2030? I think it will be about the same. I know what I want to achieve from this confrontation. It's clear we can't win militarily now for many reasons, but I want our turn to the global south to be genuine, not just for show. That we establish the same military strategic cooperation as with North Korea, with several Latin American regimes from the Red Belt, mainly Cuba, Venezuela and Nicaragua. All these countries await our help and count on it. These are the strongest trump cards in the game with Trump. Because how are we playing with Trump right now? We do something small and then look over at Trump. Trump, do you see? We have new agreements with Africa. We have something going on with India, right? And we glance over at him. But when we stop simply glancing at him and instead decisively turn our backs, actually beginning to do this ourselves, things start to shift. If, for instance, we bring in 25,000 Cuban soldiers for the war effort and establish 4 fully operational military bases in Venezuela, then they will come knocking on our door and say, guys, let's make a deal. Well, it's clear that you're up to something significant over there. This particular sense of samurai-level, almost legendary cold-bloodedness, which, by the way, North Korea is known for, is exactly the kind of quality that Russia truly needs right now. We're trying, but no one will meet us halfway. No one is meeting us halfway. Again, Trump said there would be no Donbass, no move to meet us halfway. For 2 or 3 years, we've told everyone, let's do it this way, we'll return this, not go there, not denazify, not overthrow Zelensky, and not use big bombs. But no one meets us halfway. So, again, Trump said, no Donbass, no Zaporizhzhia, no Kherson, nothing like that, just make peace somehow, so that Trump can get the Nobel Prize, and then, well, we'll see how things go from there. Well, that's it. Our well-intentioned proposals just hit this wall. It's no surprise that people then run away, not to Lars, but their children have a female behavioral model. They grew up with their mother, and that's normal, I'm not judging. They saw a female behavioral model, so in a critical situation, they don't go to defend the country, they won't protect the family. I'm done. We have to change this in Russia. Well-intentioned proposals just hit this wall. It's no wonder that people...
The children, raised by their mother, learn to hide in danger instead of defending or protecting.
I'm done. We need to change this. Russia is in trouble. We are dying out. I'm in a state of mild rage. Yesterday, for some reason, in our country, there was a presentation of a humanoid robot. And before that, in our country, there was a presentation of a humanoid robot. And yes, we've already had such robots. We've shown them before. There was Fyodor, the robot. He did something, a manipulator. Listen, who are you trying to fool? Just explain what you're doing, huh? Really, what are you doing? Why? The company was created recently, and so they went ahead and showed it off. A lot of money has already been allocated. Can't use strong language here, but it's a huge amount. Then, to the rocky music, they bring out the Russian humanoid, the idol, onto the stage. 2 guys walk with him, and he just falls flat on his face. Then they pick him up. They take him away, also to music, and lead him off stage. Now, there are 3 of them, and the main thing is, they're rushing like, hurry up, let's get the footage. Was this a film about how to steal government or private money? What was all this about? According to Idol's general director Vladimir Vitukin, the localization level has already reached 77% with a target of 93%. The company LLC Idol was registered just a few months ago, but has already received significant and notable support from a new and emerging technological coalition, a group that includes some of the most prominent, leading and well-established Russian IT and robotics companies in the industry. A reliable source in the market, who spoke to RIA Novosti, stated that the value of Idol, the company in question, could potentially range anywhere from 100 to as much as 300 million rubles, depending on various factors. I understand that Vladimir Vitukin, who is closely associated with the project, will be actively looking for a way out, or perhaps seeking alternative solutions or opportunities in the near future. Then at me to explain, why so early? Vladimir, why did you come out on stage at this particular moment? Why did you show this embarrassment, this awkward situation? It's at the level of a children's toy, a simple plaything. And on top of that, someone found out the price from somewhere, which only made things worse. What's your goal here? To compromise, to undermine the entire Russian IT and robotics industry, to cast a shadow over all the hard work and innovation. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's Kung Fu robot, which by comparison seems so advanced and impressive, is making headlines around the world. To meet our idol, who, quite astonishingly, just collapses at the mere sight of the American robot, as if overwhelmed by its presence. And if all our scientific and technological developments, achievements, and advancements are truly at the same level as those in the West, then I have only one question to ask. When exactly will there be arrests and executions in our country? You look at the people of Donbass.
And you realize that these people don't need much. They're ready to make do with very little. They say, at least give us water for...
30 is a whole number that comes after 29 and before 31. It is often used to count objects, such as saying you have 30 apples. In mathematics, 30 is an even number.
They endure hardships for victory, asking little in return. Even with minimal resources, they persist, driven by natural abilities and determination. To be a devoted wife, to be a caring mother, to be the gentle fairy of the home, the attentive mistress of the house. We don't assign any particular religious meaning to this. To be a wife, a mother, the heart of the home. Some books call this being a goddess, not in a religious way, but because a woman can bring happiness. She doesn't have to be a goddess.
She has to work because it is necessary for her to support herself and fulfill her responsibilities, even if she might prefer to do something else.